scary moments will be captured. So stand up, scream, and make sure the boys feel you.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
I don't think there's anything about the end of that video that I want to do. I don't want to say, how about them Cowboys? I don't want to yell and I don't want to scream, man. If anything, it's been a pretty shitty day as a Cowboy Nation. But welcome back to Primetime Studios because, of course, I am your host, Primetime Phil, and my co-host, Gametime Bryan. We are here on Monday breaking down the game. Had to rewatch the game as miserable and just, how it just eats at you. Needed to see some things, needed to see what was going wrong, and I came to a lot of conclusions. But Bryan, man, how are you doing on this? What do you call it on Monday? Just the daunting Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna go with. We haven't scripted this. I can come up with something, but we'll go with the just somber Monday. This is like, I wouldn't say somber. Nobody died. How about let's go crappy. It's been a crappy Monday for me. I worked out in the rain all day yet again. Look forward to that again tomorrow. It's not a steady rain, but it's just not fun. Anytime, the Cowboys win, I always have a pep in my step. Now, don't get me wrong. I live in Eagle Nation. I walk into work, I put a smile on my face, act as though nothing is wrong. Deep down, it's not good because now I got to watch a game tonight where
they're probably gonna.
I just go by recent history, and listen, it is what it is. But I go by recent history where they're gonna go and they're gonna kick ass tonight. Yeah. So it's gonna be a double. It's gonna be a double whammy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be all nice. That's how it is. Yeah, East Side, of course, makes the appearance. Great job on
good
your.
For him, though, man.
Exactly. I don't blame you. Pull your head up high because that's how it was, man. And that's why we go week to week. And you try not to focus on too many of the negatives when you are having the positives, because simple as that, it can change within a week. And the reasons why you would think that they would suffer on a defensive side of the ball was nothing of what exactly happened. I mean, it was things that were easily predictable in the sense of the game plan. But, of course, I don't know, me and you gave a little bit too much credit to this coaching staff and Dan Quinn. Well, but let's go into it, man. Let's really dive into it. I mean, I really want to start with the coaches because that's where it starts. That's where it is. And when I look at the game plan, whether it's time clock management, whether it's when to know, when to pass, when to run, do you know anything about your defense in the sense of where's the weakness and what is the strength of the other team? To me, it feels like the week was just like Friday came and they go, hey, you realize we have a game, and then they were like, let's just throw a game plan together. Like, it just did not go with what was going on.
Yeah, and we can start out with the offense. I did a video after our live last night. I said I wasn't, and then I thought about it. I'm like, I have to, I need to, I should just not be like a little baby. So I did it. I put the work in. I listened to McCarthy. I just need help from you and to our listeners. So, I need answers because I'm hearing a lot of different things, and I don't know if I'm the only one that's seeing it. But let's get into the offense.
Okay, let's do it.
The people that I trust regarding this offense, they
let us down.
How they were, the people that I trust that evaluate the team.
Okay.
They played safeties really deep, Phil. I mean, really deep. Okay, so they weren't allowed anything over the top. They were playing up on the receiver. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the middle of the field is open.
Yeah.
But yet, we were throwing time and time again. We ran on first down over and over and over. Way too predictable. Mm-hmm. Way too predictable.
But the analytics.
You can't run on first down all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's BS, man. I'm sorry. I thought this was the Texas coast. You can't run the West Coast offense in this era. You got to kind of tweak it. I didn't see any throws. Here's a stat. After 3 weeks, do you know who the lowest quarterback in the league is for yards per attempt?
I can
that would
only
be
guess.
that would be Dak Prescott is 32 out of 32 quarterbacks in yard per attempt, not completions, yard per attempt, which means everything is short, okay? And that's fine when it's working. But when a defense does what they did last night, Phil, you got to work the middle of the field. Maybe a little 12 personnel, shoot the seams, do some, I mean, there's a lot, man. I'm just very disappointed. Now, I don't know, man. We were both stunned when I realized that Tyron Smith, Tyler Biadasz, and Zach Martin all missed. Now, I wasn't totally surprised about Biadasz. I have to trust myself more than listen to them lying to us. I mean, how did you feel when you realized we had 3/5 of our starters, Pro Bowlers from recent years?
Instantly, I thought about the fact that we're gonna struggle somewhere. It's going to be somewhere that they're going to struggle. And as much as these offensive linemen are doing very well, Tyler Smith going into that guard position, dominated, looked great. TJ Bass, he looked amazing. I'm definitely getting more and more impressed by him. Hoffman held it down in the center. I mean, I guess, again, for as young as they were, they did a really good job. Steele, had his moments, but still great. But, Edoga, when we talk about Edoga, to me, that's not Edoga's fault. Why are you sticking him out there? He has been the guard. He has shown you time and time again. The first 2 games, again, guard. Anytime that he's ever been at tackle, he's just gotten beat, and he's had that ever since he was with the Jets as well. And so, to me, who is making that evaluation? Who is making that decision? That's more my thought process, because at some point, me and you pointed out that why don't you kick Tyler Smith out and put Edoga inside? Just something that Dak doesn't have to worry about what's coming off that side all the time. Because I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if he wasn't getting penetration all the time. It's in the back of the mind, and he has to quickly look over there just to make sure that there's a guy's not barreling down on him. So
the only thing I could think about that, Phil, the only thing I could think about is Mike Solari is different. And listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I like the fact that we're not flip-flopping. Remember last year, it was, okay, we're going to move Tyron Smith to right tackle, which is, he was horrible at. I mean, he was below average, okay? I at least like what they're trying to do, but, man, I thought, what mind is going to say, yes, let's put Edoga at left tackle? He's horrible at left tackle.
I would have had Richards out there. I don't know, man. Just something different.
Asim Richards. I would have left Edoga. Well, what I would have done, honestly, I would have put Tyler to left tackle, and I would have moved Edoga. He plays guard. Last game?
Last 2 games. First 2 games of the game.
Played a left guard.
Yeah.
And he's played well. Okay, so something's going on there.
I don't know, man.
Lady Libra, how are you? I'm not trying. We're not ignoring you guys.
No,
we're just we got. We don't want to keep you too long, but I feel the need to be able to get this out. Let me rattle through some stuff, Phil, and you cut me off whenever you want. But first, I want to read something real quick from. I just pulled it up. It's by Patrick No.C. Walker on DallasCowboys.com. McCarthy on red zone woes. We won't overreact. What? You're not going to overreact?
I just want you to react. How about that? Just react.
Nobody say exactly.
Just react.
And I'll just give you the cliff notes. We looked at everything we did in the spring, the last 2 years worth, and built this offense off of the foundation of what our players currently knew and conceptually on how we could move forward. McCarthy said on Monday, we're not going to go back at last year. We've done that part. It's part of how we planned the attack this year. The Texas coast. Okay. Okay. I understand that, and I applaud you for that. But when you see a team playing their safeties as deep as they were yesterday, can we not think on the fly? Now, I don't know that they didn't. I know there was throws down the field. I do know that. There was. It ain't like there weren't any throws down the field at all. But
just the red zone. The red zone is where you're getting iffy.
I'm not trying to overreact like Mike's telling me
not
to overreact. So there were some throws over there, but I didn't like the play calling. Okay, look, we could debate the field goal and go for it. That's debatable. I didn't like the play calling. Okay, Phil, when you get inside the 5-yard line, it's very hard to throw the ball at that point. The advantage goes to the defense and the corners. Why? Because they got the boundary on the side and they got the boundary in the back.
Yep.
You got to throw. When you get to the 9 or the 10 or the 8, something like there, that's your opportunity. What did we do? We ran. And then get down to the 4-yard line, and then we're going to try and throw the ball.
Well, when we did throw the ball, I think that's where, like, you look into that stuff, and that was a whole other category, too. Again, we pointed it out the moment that it happened, that CeeDee Lamb gave up on the play and was already looking at the ref like, dude, it is off the helmet. It is right there. Just grab it and let them decide something else. Like,
very frustrating.
That whole thing, that's the CeeDee Lamb that isn't the number one. Like, he is a number one. Let's not take that away from him. He's shown it. But it's that immaturity at times that he takes himself out of plays, and that was one of them. And again, that's one thing, he has a lot more great body of work.
It's a learning lesson.
But it's a learning lesson. You can't do that. You have to finish out the play. Until that ball hits that ground or whatever, finish the play. That would have been a touchdown, and we would be talking differently. The kick field goal, the time management of just, the hurriness. You were talking about it. You better come up here with some hurriness to it, but it's just,
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a psycho when I watch the games, and I was kind of timid. I'm very ultra critical. I know how it's supposed to be, and I just think I know, but I'm not perfect. Trust me. But I was just disappointed all around from what I saw. But I'm going to get into a couple things as to, and we already touched on it. I wrote some things down. Too many first down runs. I'm sorry. There's too many runs. Too predictable on first down.
See, really, honestly, that's where it is. I mean, it's the defense, and that's where we're going to focus on right now. So, yeah, go tell me what was going on.
Well, I just want to run down a few things. Too many penalties we covered. I mean, there were 13
offsides?
penalties.
How many offsides were there?
I don't know, but there was 13 penalties, ridiculous. 10 in the first half. So that's ridiculous. That's absolutely uncalled for, and a lot of them were before the snap of the ball. Dead ball. Ridiculous. Not enough shots down the field is what I said. We talked about it. 4th and 4, take the field goal. Yeah, he decided to go for it. I didn't like that call at all.
No, because you would have been one
there were times
down.
that I would have went for it at other times, and I know analytics, the number came out. It was only a 1% more to take the field goal, only a 1%. So I guess those analytic people are really getting to them. That was
my whole thing is like a 1% of putting points on the board compared to not putting points on the board. I mean, I don't. See, you were one possession.
Well, I think
this is
the game.
This is where we're talking. This is what we're talking about in the sense of you need to bring in old school football too. Yeah.
Not only did you take points off the board, you gave momentum to Arizona,
and they got to take some time off,
stopping them.
Yeah,
they jammed it right up your keister after that.
And then when they scored, it was like they were able to go down the field in like two plays. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were outscored, outplayed, and Arizona was more physical. And we already touched on Chuma Edoga was horrendous left tackle. I will say there were 3 bright spots.
But to me, the whole Edoga thing, like I can't blame it on him because I blame it on that coaching staff. Yeah. Like that's what I blame that on.
No, you're right. But I mean, you're right with that.
It'd be like me putting Deuce Vaughn on the outside and going, well, he didn't catch that big deep pass on the thing. Like, dude, you have to think about it, So
TJ Bass played well. Brock Hoffman played well.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 2 pluses. And oh, by the way, Michael Gallup has made an appearance. But he was balling. Point out a very good and important detail about the coaches. So Eagles are getting the ball. Eagles are kicking the ball.
I have the Colts on. So I have.
Yeah, I'm watching the Eagle game. Eagle Tampa.
I thought they started an hour later.
Yeah, that's my. I'm not good.
Maybe I'm watching the wrong.
No, Eagles are on at 7:15. What I will say is, Dak Prescott. We need to give him a little bit of a break. He didn't have a good game. I'm not gonna. What's up, Brian SoCal? I ain't gonna give him a pass, but I'm wearing his hat for a reason. He's still my quarterback. I still support him, and he did not have a good game. He was a little off in his throws, but you have to understand something. Yeah. And I think Phil would agree. When you have a left tackle who you have no faith in, he was literally whiffing. I mean, Udoga was literally whiffing on blocks. Your mental time clock speeds up, so we need to give him a little bit of a break.
Well, then let's go. Let's get a tight end over there. Let's chip a little bit. Let's get a running back over. Let's chip a little bit. Let's pull that outside rush away from this tackle and make him go to the inside. Like, is it just me? And this is the stuff that I'm like, I played. So to not see it as a professional coach that gets paid millions of dollars, that every person, basically YouTuber, Cowboys person, can see these things, and so it is frustrating to watch them make these mistakes. And we said, let's see, Arizona likes to run to the outside. They like to pull their tackles. They like to pull their guards. And what's the one thing that this defense gave up all last year? That was the weakness. So to me, it's like all these signs point to you doing these, that you should correct these things, and that's what Cowboy Nation is just screaming. And that is another one, Mr. Cowboy. You are right. We need a power back, because this is the time. Like, those guys that were in there for these linemen did a good job. I have to. When I look back, they did an amazing. But when I look back, we needed somebody that was going to be able to break through a tackle, push through it, and we just did not have that.
Yeah, I don't
look at Dak and put it more on him, because I think he played well. Of course, there's always decisions that you question, but
well, I think I'm just telling you the reason why he may be off, because his internal clock, the guy who has his blind side is given pressure on every snap.
Yes, correct. You are correct. Very correct.
Everything kind of speeds up. Is all I'm saying. And that last play was just the tip of the iceberg.
Very bad
he was
decision.
Wide open too.
Very bad decision.
But Dak's not the problem. Okay, and in a perfect world, I think our answer for running back is on our team. I just do. I like Rico. I even like Hunter Lepke.
I like those guys, but
I think Lepke could possibly be that short yardage guy. I really do. By the way, why can't we run a quarterback keeper like everybody else in the league and get 3-4 yards? I mean, I saw it all day yesterday. So, I don't know that we need to go out and get a big stud back. We didn't have our center. I thought
there was a lot of stuff that was off. Now, let's focus this. Let's focus this, because when you look at these big pictures, what did you have the Cowboys at in 3 weeks? You had them 2-1, right? I had them be losing to the Jets, because obviously I thought Aaron was going to be there. This kind of switches around. 2 out of 3 games.
Did it? I had them 3-0. I had us losing in San Fran, so I had us 3-1 or 4-1 after San Fran. Okay. So that's kind of where I had it. But that was my revisionist. Originally, I had us losing to the Giants. So yeah, I mean, I get it.
I mean, look where we're at. I mean, look at we're 2 out of 3 games that the defense did an amazing job. And this shock. I mean, I came out thinking that this defense was going to be pissed. I don't know. Maybe they were over pissed. You can get unfocused if you do that. But again, let's swing it back to the coaching staff. Let's focus that energy to the right spot. Let's get your guys in the right spot, because when you look at Micah, we were criticizing that, but when you look at it, like, they were just doing a great job of countering. It's just Micah was kind of running around blinded, just throwing his body and just getting hit by linemen and other defensive guys.
Yeah, I would like to see the sounds of the sideline. I wonder if they'll have that one. Because I have a feeling they were overhyped. That's the only thing I could That's the only thing I could think of, is they were overamped, and it didn't work out for them. Getting to the defense, gave up way too many big plays, big runs. I'll run down them like if you want. James Conner, 26-yard run. Josh Dobbs, a quarterback, 44-yard run.
Dobbs always plays as well, man.
45-yard run. Michael Wilson, 69-yard catch, and Marquise Brown, a 23-yard reception. Most of those are big impact plays, and we give up multiple in one game. I was just in shock, honestly. That's where I was. I was in shock that we'd allowed that. I thought the one thing we'd have all year would be our defense, and it let me down.
Yeah, it made you at least you made you question it, because I mean, at some point, this can happen at any point in the season. I think they just showed that, and especially the game that they may be hyping and yelling and ranting and raving. Those are the ones that you may be more inclined to see them appear. But again, when I look at a lot of the positives, there's a lot of positives that I've seen. I was looking at those offensive linemen that we're putting in there, like TJ Bass. That's a step forward for the next following year. Something's going to happen there, because that guy is definitely a starter on this team. When you look at our kicker, do we have a kicker, guys? Is this a guy that we can actually rely on to kick field goals? I'm not going to jump and throw all my eggs in one basket, but it looks like we have possibly a kicker here. And so there's no, this is the nice thing about it being the beginning of the season. You need to know what your problems are so you can work through them and get them out of the way. It's just the problem that's really there, that side running, is what we've seen, and that's always been a problem. So, of course, we worry about that. Mozzie Smith gets started getting brought up into that conversation. Hey, man, why did we draft him? The first couple of picks right now aren't looking great. I think they can definitely develop into something amazing, but the first 3 picks are definitely having people scratch their head a little bit.
I like Luke Schoonmaker. Mozzie Smith, we've already said he's going to have his good moments, his bad moments, but one thing he has that you can't teach is strength, brute strength. He's a mammoth. He's a strong man. He needs to get his technique down at times against certain players. He's fine.
I just think we'll see these guys develop. I think we'll see these guys develop in year 2, 3. I mean, you might see a good thing by the end of the year, but it's going to take them some time. So, I mean, I still believe those are great picks, and they're going to be very good for solid guys for this team. I mean, you look back to the Parsons pick. How many people in that draft is back? And you tend to think of these guys being very good, but there's a whole class in that in Parsons draft that are no longer with this team, and that was not too long ago. So I still like the depth that we have. Again, I really focus this game more on the coaching staff in so many ways, in so many aspects of the game, and even down to the clock management, where towards the end, I mean, I understand that they know what you need to do, but you need to pass the ball, man, and it was not happening. It just felt like they were, I don't know, it just felt like they didn't know what to do at the time. And so that's the part where you're like, look, man, now they're past that. You can see that when they talk now, they're past that loss. They know what happened. They're already to the Patriots, man, and so I give them credit, because that's exactly what the philosophy that we need to have as fans is. Yeah, man, this is gonna suck. This week is gonna suck. People are gonna riot us. It's gonna happen.
I'm turning the page,
but but this next game is definitely winnable. But man, this changes what my prediction of scores and stuff is going to be going forward. I'll tell you that.
Definitely, yeah, because to me, if this defense did this once, it could do it again. I made a comment today. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but obviously, if it happens again in the playoffs, we're one and done. Mm-hmm. If we play that way, we need the advantage. We've won. There you go. Eagles are going right down the field. Hit 2 plays, 50 yards. I told you, this is gonna, come on. This is what I was talking about. But we need. I mean, we've won 9 in a row at home. Okay, so we need to keep rolling at home. But Bill Belichick is going to watch the tape of this week, so you better correct him, Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. You better watch it. The one thing Bill Belichick can do is coach his ass off. He may not have the best of players right now. You could question his draft, but he can coach, and he's going to attack our weaknesses. So get ready, dude. Did you see that? He's got all day to throw. Yeah. He's got all day to throw.
And he should. I mean, that's, again, a great line.
But everybody's talking about, the Tampa's defense. Come on, bro.
I don't look at Tampa's defense like that anymore. I still, they got good linebackers and a couple of good corners. And, of course, Vita Vea. There's a couple of spots, but they're not
blood
the same.
In the water. Dallas choked.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to go ahead and take the division lead. And that's a mark of a good team.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bryan, I mean, this is definitely, it helps, man. I didn't really want to go on. You know how it is. I was like, man, I don't want to do this, but we have to. We have to get it out. We have to, we talk about it. We rewatch it. I didn't really want to rewatch this game, but yeah, it had to be done because I needed to see.
It's ingrained in my head. I don't think I could rewatch it, to be honest with you. I came home. I didn't have time, but not good.
No.
There were bright spots. Let's not act like we didn't have any bright spots. There has been a Michael Gallup sighting.
Why is Deuce Vaughn not being used?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know what happened. Hell of a play by the Eagles again. They're rolling right down the field, down to 13-yard line. So here we go, people. This is what a team's supposed to do on the road.
Again, opening script. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, yeah. Again, to me, I think they should be able to win this. Oh, how's that not pass interference?
So.
I think the Eagles. I think the Buccaneers got away with one there. The linebacker just pushes the tight end down to the ground. But anyways, yeah. So when we go into next week, of course, you got to get this to the side, and hopefully these coaching staff can get this out of the way, and we actually have an offensive line put together. I think that's going to be the big thing to keep an eye on right now is what's going on with that offensive line. But again, I don't really.
Why doesn't Deuce Vaughn have a series? You brought it up.
Yes. No, that's true. It's
true. I don't understand that. Nobody's saying he's got to get the ball 20 times, but get him a couple.
A series
in the first half and a series in the second half. We're worried about everybody. We're bubble wrapping everybody.
Well, they got stopped on fourth down. Eagles did.
But we're gonna I lost my train of thought.
Sorry. I was
wrap everybody, but we're going to
push it, extreme it.
Running back Tony Pollard like nonstop. I don't agree with that. I mean, we got to be careful. So anyway, I know everybody wants to go watch the game. We wanted to touch on it. We got to turn the page on this one, people.
Yeah, even though
turn the page on this horrible loss.
Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys coming through. This wasn't going to be a whole long segment and stuff, man. Just really wanted to kind of throw it out there. We look back and see if we have these same problems. See if they can fix this. I mean, I'd like, again, the coaching staff compared to what? Kellen Moore? Kellen Moore is not going to fix anything. You have what you have. You're hoping that Mike McCarthy, with being the one that has to answer.
Deuce is too small. He gets stopped easy.
Well, I mean, if I had to say Deuce Vaughn not being in there, it's more of in the passing game because him and Dak haven't been 100%. But I don't know about him being too small about that. That he seems to be really good about. My internet's getting weird.
Yeah, no, his leverage is incredible.
My internet's getting weird.
Hit the corners.
Just to let you know.
So yes.
So
I know. We're really delayed, so we're gonna call it. So.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming through. Definitely catch us later on in the week as we if hopefully something good comes, we may pop something in out of nowhere. But otherwise, pre-game the day before. What are you laughing about? Oh, I think I lost the internet. Yeah, my stuff is going back and forth. Like I'm losing.
I think it's funny, man. I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, I appreciate everybody coming through. But one thing, don't forget to do is.
I can't breathe. Come on, give me that. Yeah, I just want the I can't breathe.
Oh man, like